up, understand how long it takes for SEO to gain traction.
This is a huge one.
Okay, so here's my take on this, Chris.
Yeah.
I would argue that every website is in a different situation, and there's no universal statement for how many days it takes to see traffic go up with an SEO program. And so, but there's a number of tools that we can use to evaluate and estimate when traction is going to happen.
Yeah. Is it inappropriate for an SEO agency to say page 1 in 30 days?
Page 1 in 30 days is not a universal statement that should be applied. It's a simple way for salespeople to get a deal, but if you're not careful, you can be setting yourself up for trouble. For example, you may have said, hey, I don't want the Cadillac version, or I don't want the Tesla Plaid version. I need a lower budget. Well, then you may adjust timing. So there are a number of situations. It's not necessarily bad for it to be a slow train to get where you want to go, but you need to make sure everybody's on the same page.
It's the expectation.
Expectations.
So much in business can be just boiled down to expectations.
So real quick, here's some things that can influence how long it's going to take your SEO program to show results. Number one, how much demand is there for what you do?
Yep.
How big of a topic is it? If it's a really cryptic, highly technical B2B category, buckle up, buddy. It's going to be a while because there aren't that many people out there looking for what you do.
Or if it's high demand and high competition, if it's divorce lawyer in New York City or something like that.
High demand, very high competition is going to be tougher because you're working your way through. You're passing one person in line at a time to work your way to the front. And there are only so many slots on page 1. Number 3, budget and how willing you are to be aggressive. So so number 1 was what type of industry you're in. And then I would go with the number 4, I would go with geographic market. We have had campaigns that far exceeded our expectations, and they were often in low competition markets.
Right.
Every market in the US, every major market has a level of where they are in the arms race with SEO. Based on how big the tech community is in that city, how populous the city is, how close they are. If they're in, if they're in a part of the country where people are, a little bit more active, a little more forward thinking, rural versus major urban. And interestingly, even in like Silicon Valley or San Francisco or something, sometimes there's kind of a backwards view of things because they overthink stuff and don't just start publishing. And so it depends on the market, depends on how much competition is doing and how far ahead they are. So those are all factors that you can talk about and understand before you start a program.
Awesome.